Okay, here we're at the Ares Games booth. We're going to do a quick little demonstration of Sails of Glory, which is a brand new release. Roberto's going to show us a little bit about how the game works. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Sails of Glory is a parent, is a relative of our Wings of Glory game, and is based on a similar concept. Each ship is detailed by a special base, which shows how the ship interacts with the wind, and by a deck of maneuver cars, which essentially gives the ship movement and maneuver capabilities.
Okay.
A lot of the complexities of naval games are handled very easily through this system because, for example, different ships may be better to go to sail against the wind than another, and this is shown by the ship base. When the ship base is in a direction which shows the red side to the wind, this means the ship is sailing against the wind, and it can only play red colored maneuver cars. But if the wind enters the ship base from the orange or green sectors, then you will able to use normal maneuver cars, and with the orange wind, which is the wind coming this way, or exactly from behind, you will move not as well as with the green arrows, so when the wind enters in this direction. So sailing is made very easy and realistic through the combination of the maneuver card and the way the ship base is set.
Okay.
Another important element in defining a ship is the ship log. Each ship is identified by a different set of stats which defines how the broadside of a ship fires. The crew actions, which are used in the advanced game, which shows how good is the crew in doing all kind of actions on the ship, like modifying the sail setting or reloading gun, firing, and the musketry, which is the value of a close range attack when your marines or your crew is firing hand weapons against the ship, which is very close. Ships has a different may have a different burden, which essentially is the size of the ship, and the burden also indicates how many points of damage each of these boxes can keep before it's filled, and you have to go and fill the track. So essentially, the ship track gets filled, and the ship stats decrease. The ship is losing gun, is losing crew, is taking hull damage, and this is handled by the ship log. Another important element of combat is the fact that these ships didn't have guns which were very, very movable, so essentially they were fixed in a direction, almost fixed in a direction to the ship straight. So in practice this means that you will always only have the full efficacy of firing with your ship when you are perfectly aligned with the target, so you are able to trace a line of sight within the central cone of fire. And in this case, you will use the best stats from the ship log. But if you are at an angle with your target, like this, for example, so you can still get your target inside one of your front or rear cone of fire, you will be still able to fire, but we will reduce it.
Okay.
So this is essentially how the basic game works. Then advanced rules include, first of all, the addition of pre-planning your movement. We decided not to include pre-planning the movement one turn ahead like in Wings of Glory normally in the basic game, because it's sometimes a little bit difficult to keep track of how the wind will, the ship will be posed with respect to the wind in the next turn. So we decided to make an advanced feature of the game. In the advanced game also raking becomes important, because you could deal a much greater amount of damage to an opposing ship when you could get the ship from the front or from the rear, so that the bolts essentially flew all across the length of the target. So you will have rules for raking as well. And the most important in the advanced game, you will get crew actions. Crew actions are very important because they add another level of planning to your ship's action. You don't just have to plan for movement like in a basic game, but you must plan for what your crew wants to do. So for example, you have 4 actions. You could use 1 action to reload the guns. You could 1 action to fire the guns. You could use 1 action to modify the setting of the sails. But sometimes you have maybe have a leak or a fire on board, and you may repair damage on the ship, things like that.
Okay. Well, thanks very much. Appreciate it.